So we're continuing today with the topic of food manufacturing, and do we really need to manufacture our food supply? Have we become so big and so urbanized that we need to start manufacturing food in labs, plants, and give corporations all of the authority and the permission and the legitimacy to manufacture foods for us, especially when foods are not manufactured, they're grown directly from the earth, directly from nature. Why is this important? Because we are nature. We came from nature, and to nature we shall return. Even if we embalm ourselves as the pharaohs did, and we put ourselves in mausoleums, we still are not going to be living in this form when it's time for us to return to the earth. So, a lot of people I hear say to me, when I say something, they'll say, that's just not realistic anymore, we cannot grow food ourselves anymore. But we used to. Oh, but we're too big, we're too many of us, overpopulation. But it can be done, just like so many things that we were told, or grandparents or great-grandparents were told that you could not fly in the sky in this big, huge ship. You could, now we call it an airplane, that you could not have a motor car. That was, and it would pollute too much, which it did, yes, pollute at the beginning, until now we're just learning how to make sure that it doesn't pollute as much, and also we have now learning, hopefully, that we can go back to some of the older ways and start walking and biking and crossing rivers by just canoeing across, and we don't need to, we have trains, we have all these things now which can be fueled on by hydrogen. So we just need to come outside of our comfort zones and what we know and start looking outside of what we do not know. In other words, we need to give rise to our imagination. And boy, we do have some imagination. Look at this. So this is an architect's rendering of a building that he wants to actually design. And as you can see, there's food growing on the sides. So why can this not be done? It can be done. There are already places doing that. This is an architect who built this, where the food is growing right there outside the home, on not even grass, it's not even the land is being used. This is above the earth. This is above the earth, and this is called vertical farming. Look at this building. It's a rooftop building, and this is something that can be done. This is the YWCA in Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada. So we can do this. Yes, it's already being done in many places in the world. We can have vertical gardens all along every building, constantly, everywhere. We can have parking lots being transformed. You can still park there, but it's also their food gardens. We can grow foods there. We can also have buildings like this. This one is in London. This is a double building in London, where we can have fresh air from all these greenery. At the same time, we can also eat directly from there, but still be in our skyscrapers and still have enough room for the many people that people claim we cannot no longer feed if the food is not manufactured, by building skyscrapers, continuing to build them. Look at this delight in France. So it can be done. It absolutely can be done. Why do we think it cannot be done? I don't know. And it's being done already. So we do not need to hand over the food supply to corporations who do not have our interest and our health, wellness at the source of what they are doing. Food does not need to be a commodity. We need to change our concept of what food looks like and what it is. We need to look at all the illnesses which we have wrought upon ourselves by denaturing the food supply, by pretending that we do not belong to nature, we're not part of nature, and therefore we do not need to follow the laws of nature, which means we must always restore the 5 elements within ourselves. Every time that we put something in our mouth or on our skin or on our hair, every time that we say we're going to nurture and nourish ourselves, we must remember that we are part of nature. And we have to be tolerant. And I'm quoting Robert Greene Ingersoll. Tolerance is giving to every other human being every right that you claim for yourself. So, if you want to be healthy and wealthy, then everybody else ought to be too. Then you need to think about that for others, and you need to claim that for others as well. So, healing, health is our birthright. Let's not give it away and commodify it to others. Let's take our powers back. Let's live vibrant, productive, healing lives. Let's take charge of our food supply and again have dominion over our food supply. See you on the other side of health and eating. Please subscribe below, click the notification button, and leave your